Now, from across the tri-states, this is KHQA Sports.
Well, the schedule makers just continue to make it easy on us, and we're just going to take the easy fastball. Elias, undefeated state ranked, at Quincy Notre Dame, undefeated state ranked, coming up on Friday for your KHQA Game of the Week. Weird anomaly of this series, it always seems like the road team wins. We'll hope that's not the case this week, and much more in that game coming up a little later in the week. Now, last week against Alton Marquette, Joey McKay became just the second quarterback in Q&D history to surpass the 300-yard passing mark, joining Kramer Barnes, who holds the Raiders' single-season game record for passing. Which brings us to our trivia question. If you can tell us how many yards Kramer Barnes threw for in that record-setting night, you will win a gift card from Subway. Call 217-222-6206. Remember to leave the answer, your name, and contact information. Let's do a little golf today. Ryder Cup Series between Quincy High and Quincy Notre Dame. First foursome out for Q&D, a good one off to a blistering start in this one. Devin Hobbs, the great chip shot. He also did the heavy lifting with the drive, but his tag team partner in this one, Drew Eaton, would clean up the birdie putt on number one to give the Raiders one up on that hole. The second foursome had a little more drama in it. Quincy High School's Colby Rodemick here from 15 feet for birdie. That was true, putting the pressure on Q&D. But I tell you what, Adam Hudson would answer nicely. The second putt in his pairing coming up with the pressure, the knees knocking a little bit. Not for Adam. Knocks that home and halves the hole as we move on to the back to the lead group now. Zach Burry leading the way in that one for Quincy High School. He actually drove the green on number 3 in one. It's a par 4. This was his eagle putt. He would have to settle for the tap-in birdie. I wish I had a tap-in birdie just once. That would be fun. However, answering the call, Drew Eaton, a little difficult downhill putt to save the birdie and have the hole. He did exactly that, so we're all squared there. On to the next hole. Hole number 4, Zach Coleman-Pfeiffer gives Quincy High the outright lead on this one with a beautiful shot, which Zach Burry would bury for birdie just a bit later. Good stuff there as well. Back on hole number 3, Andrew Eilers drives the green. Everybody doing it today. And Colby Rodemick is going to make it stand up with the eagle putt to give his team the lead there in their match against that outstanding duo right there of Eversman and Hudson. That match ends up all squared. Back up to the number 1 foursome today. We take you to hole number 5, the difficult par 5 over the water. Third shot for Zach Burry. My goodness, just ridiculous shot from distance right there, and he would drop home the birdie putt as well. His team, along with ZKP, ends up taking first place, winning 4-3 in their division, but overall, everything ends up all squared today. No blood, 1.5 points apiece. Quincy High, Quincy Notre Dame will go back at it in 2 weeks. On the softball diamond today, Canton, too much for Paris, winning by 10, 19-9 your final there. Other scores, Fulton jumps all over Hannibal, 15-1. It was North Shelby getting another winning effort from Abbey Rich in the win over Novinger. Van Far, 4 runs better than Herman. Clark County loses to Mark Twain. Caitlin Young leading the way for the Tigers at home tonight with a couple of RBIs. Highland wins in extra innings over Schuyler County. Final on that one was 8-4. Carly Smith playing among your heroes tonight. And Louisiana loses to Silex by the final count of 6-0. 2 volleyball scores for you. Terry Paul's West Prairie crew continues to steam along, destroying Stark County in straight games tonight, 25-12 and 25-13. And a very big win as well for Western in 3 games over Triopia. Alexis Christensen with 9 kills in that one to lead her team to victory. Well, there's a sign hanging just inside the Palmyra locker room this week admonishing the Panther football team not to buy into the hype. That in itself is telling, and maybe the only residual evidence you can find right now that P-Down pulled off one of the biggest program wins in memory. But if you're looking to get swept up in holdover adulation, you will find instead a disappointing amount of perspective and focus right now.
I mean, we knew coming in, win or lose against Centralia, our season still had a lot more to do, and we knew that was a big game, but it wasn't a break-all, end-all type thing for us.
Well, it's the first time since '05, I believe, that Palmyra has beat Centralia, and that was just a huge statement. And going in from last year, I mean, we had that double overtime loss. We almost had them. Wanted to end their winning streak. Clark County ended up doing that, but this win, it really states how good we are, and now we actually know, and we need to come in and work hard against South because we can't go out and lay an egg.
It's a very big boost. We do got to go hard, and we know we can hang with those guys, but we know that there's we can't underestimate any team out there, so we just got to keep working hard after it.
I was blessed to coach these guys in 8th grade, and I kind of knew what they had back then, and they've lived through the process. They've worked their tails off in the weight room and off-season conditioning, everything we've done, and they've gotten to the point where they're starting to earn the respect that they've wanted.
I mean, our 8th grade year, we went undefeated. We realized that we could be the team that changes Palmyra football around. The team seniors before us turned it around, and we're just trying to work hard and keep it going for them and just rebuilding the Palmyra destiny.
And coming up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, why Palmyra football has very special motivation this year and why the number 27 is held very dear in every level of Palmyra football. That story, good one for you tomorrow night at 6.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll be back in just a minute.